I'm calling. Hey Berkeley family, parents, students and teachers, and welcome to our podcast for grade 5, which is Berkeley Talks, where we unpack and unlock some of the awesome minds of my grade 5 students. Today we are joined with group 2 from 5B. This is my homeroom class, and Berkeley class to everybody. What we're going to do before we unpack what we have prepared for you today, what we're going to talk about, our discussion at hand, I'm going to send it around the circle and I'm going to get my students to introduce themselves. And since the topic has to do with fast food, I want you to tell me what your favorite fast food meal is. For example, my favorite fast food meal is a double fillet of fish burger, fries, and sweet and sour sauce.
Everybody getting hungry here?
Yeah.
All right, and I'm Mr. Brooke.
So I'm Ava, and I don't really like that much fast food in general, but I guess I like a double cheeseburger, some fries, and a small coke.
Hi, I'm Bella. My favorite meal is a cheeseburger with fries and a small coke. Hi, my name is William, and I like cheeseburgers with Pringles or something like that.
I'm Sophia, and I think that my favorite fast food meal is KFC chicken with fries.
My name is Matthias, and I think my favorite fast food meal is nuggets with fries.
With rice.
With
Oh, fries, sorry.
I'm David. My favorite fast food meal would probably be a Big Mac with fries and soda, I guess.
Cool. Now that everyone's hungry, we're going to go straight into it. All right, straight into the fryer. Let's go. And the topic at hand, the topic of discussion, the topic in session today is whether or not fast food is good. All right. Let's go around the circle. What do we think? Is fast food good? Actually, no. First of all, what is fast food?
Fast food is basically a bunch of food that's fried. That's the best I can come up with.
It's not always necessarily fried. It's food that you can get fast and cheap, and it's not very healthy usually.
What's fast food?
The same thing as I said, like it's cheap and fast, but sometimes it's not that healthy. Actually, there's sometimes that it's good and sometimes there's not good, because almost every thing in Costa Rica, like McDonald's and the store, have fast food. So the fast food is like not to get like go inside of the place and get the food. If not, you can get it from the car. So you just
Drive-through.
yeah, so you can just tell them what you want, pay, and they will give you the food. You can just go and eat it in the car.
Yeah, cool.
Okay, I think that fast food is like food that you eat when you don't have time, like to make your own food. It's not food that you should eat always, just like times that's necessary.
Necessary, yeah, good.
So, well, I think like the same as Ava, but yeah, like the same as Ava. I was gonna say like the same.
Okay, cool. So fast food is food that is obviously made fast. It's convenient, right, when we're running out of time. And, I mean, the question is whether it's good, right? What does good mean?
Good basically means it could mean a lot of different things. Like, for example, this food is good. Like, is it good for you? Like, is this game good for something? It can mean a lot of different things.
Yeah, like what?
Like, for example, it can mean, is it healthy? Or it could mean, does it taste good? Those are two very different things that usually come very important in food.
Hand in hand, yeah. People think about fast food. They think about McDonald's and
Pizza
Hungry
Hut.
Jack's. What do you call it?
Yeah.
What do you call it? Burger King.
Yeah, Burger King.
Burger King. Sorry, they think about those places. Also, they think about pizza, right?
Wait, what about like places like Dairy Queen?
Yeah.
But I
right.
actually think that like hamburgers are like healthier than pizza. They at least have like protein.
But it will never be as good as the meat that you can do at your home, because it will obviously have more things in it. But it has at least something that will help your body.
I actually disagree with you. I think that a pizza is a little healthier than hamburger.
Because with the amount of toppings you put on it.
Yeah,
So, yeah, but like you
of
put
that
pineapple, like tomatoes,
Fruits to make it healthy. Yeah.
Yeah, and also, well,
Onions.
but it would still be more calories
can
though, with more
actually-
stuff on it.
it is more calories, but it like with a hamburger, you don't really. It's not very obvious what they put on it. Well, that much. But with pizza, you can kind of see what the ingredients are and how healthy it could be for you.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Like estimate.
Actually, there are many types of hamburgers, and like for example, my dad was doing a diet a few years ago.
Someone you know who's doing a diet.
Someone I know was doing a diet, and when we went to McDonald's, and instead of asking for the hamburger with bread, they put
Lettuce.
lettuce instead of the bread.
The keto burger.
That's really
Yeah.
cool.
So there's different options and all that.
Basically, my grandma and grandpa were at a supermarket, and they wanted to buy some meat for a cheap meat for their dogs. So they asked the manager, "What is the cheapest type of meat thing that you have?" And they actually brought out a bag of what do you say, like eyeballs, chicken feet, things that weren't even really meat at all. You like chicken?
Sorry.
Okay,
It was
so
really disgusting things in a bag.
yeah, like eyeballs and stuff like that, and it wasn't really meat anymore. And they said, "This is what we sell."
Ooh, what about you?
I think that good, like Serava, has two meanings. That if it's good for your health, or if it's good, like it has a good taste. But I think that when we're talking about this, we're going more for the opinion of if it's good for your health.
If you're gonna say that, just go
We're
on
gonna
the
eat McDonald's for you.
We need to talk about
I have a question for the group. Do you think it's the same thing health-wise to prepare your own burger at home and eat it every single day of the week than eating a fast food restaurant burger every single day of the week?
Yes,
No,
I want to know if for you, is it the same thing or is it different somehow? Health-wise, not...
I think it's quite different, because you do know what you're putting on it, and you do know how you want to make it, and you do know like how it should be for it to be healthy for you. And you can definitely put real ingredients in, because I said about my story, you don't really know what they have in those burgers, so it's probably much healthier, but it's still not good to have every single day.
But sometimes ignorance is bliss, right? You don't really care. You don't want to care. Sometimes it's just nice.
just care about the flavor.
Sometimes it's nice just to even not even do drive-through, but to get Uber Eats. You know what I mean? Get it sent to your house, and that burger just sits well on a Saturday night when you're home. You're watching Netflix, and you take that bite of that burger or that piece of KFC fried chicken. God, I'm getting hungry. Sorry, but it's just. I mean, what about the nostalgia? You know what I mean? You don't care. You don't want to know what's in it. But man, this is so good for me right now, and I feel so good about life. What about that?
Oh,
Yeah,
but
because you're
sometimes
wrong.
when I eat let's say McDonald's when I'm eating, it's so good, but then a few minutes later I feel so sick of eating it. Ooh.
It's not like the same at home and a restaurant. Because at home you don't have the same the same burger will not be like the same. It won't be the same because maybe you don't get the same bread or the same meat.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's not gonna be the same always.
Can I bring something to the table? Goes along with the whole pizza thing, right?
Yeah.
So you have pizza. You have things like pizza. You also have things like
There's vegan pizza now.
Yeah. What about like the Panda? What's the thing? Panda Express.
Panda Express.
Panda Express.
Oh,
Never had.
Okay, so Panda Express.
never
We
had.
have places like pizza, right? Who have fast food restaurants, right? Tastes good, yeah. We love pizza or we love Panda Express or whatever. They have cultural origins, right? Pizza from Italy. Panda Express has Chinese or Asian origins, right? Sometimes we can think, oh, those foods are really, really bad for us. And so we think that those foods are bad for us all the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're also considered fast food. What do you think that does to people? What do you think that does to people's perception of people's cultural food? Because last semester we looked at traditions, culture and traditions. We looked at indigenous cultures and all that kind of stuff. How do you think that affects people who are Italian or people who cook those foods all the time
Well, I guess I could.
in their homes? And like, well, it's fast food, but it's not bad for you. Or we eat that stuff all the time. What do you think that does?
Well, I think they kind of get offended, but I guess if there are generations of it, maybe you could get used to it. I guess.
Get used to what? Like,
Get used to eating it so much. Maybe your body will be able to process it a little better than other people.
how do you like? There's there's something called not like food discrimination, food racism in a way. So like, how do you think this is going a bit deep, right? But I know you guys can unpack it. But how would you feel, right, if say tico food or a food that you love became part of a fast food chain, and it also is linked with this idea that fast food is bad or unhealthy for you? How would you feel if people had that perception of your food?
So there is in Costa Rica this famous thing. It's like plátano maduro with cheese inside of it. That some people take it like fast food, but us as Costa Rican citizens,
Ticos.
like ticos,
Tico,
we feel like it's normal food.
Yeah,
Or like a
culture.
tortilla with queso.
Like
cheese.
that's like what I said. That when it's original from you, your body gets used to it,
yeah.
You could
and
use
you can process it better. But if it would go on worldwide fast food market, I'd be proud of Costa Rica for coming that far.
Yeah, sure. And it's more about what I'm trying to get is more about the perception of others. You know what I mean? Because we have perceptions about other people's cultural foods.
like probably
That are
Italian.
fast foods. We often think that they're bad for you, but are they actually good?
So probably Italian people would think that pizza it's like their normal meal. But we now think here that it's not okay to eat it like every single day. So I think it's more of your culture and what you have been accustomed with since you're a kid to eat.
Okay, so we've turned to the part of our podcast where we turn to the audience to ask our panelists some questions based on the discussion topic that we have today. So we're going to turn to our first audience member, who is Valeria Apestegui, who has a question for our panel.
Okay. So the question is, would you consider like frozen nuggets or pizza better for you than just going to the restaurant?
No, I think.
Okay.
That's
Okay, that's a good question. So, okay,
So what's it called? I wouldn't consider that like the worst for you, cause you know, like the frozen pizzas are always like smaller than the like bigger pizzas. Like they're most likely like that size. Like they have only like 4 slices, but you could have like way more slices with a normal like 8-slice pizza. But with the frozen nuggets, so so I would consider that like healthier, but like it's still like McDonald's nuggets are always gonna be better than like frozen aisle nuggets.
I disagree and agree with David because yeah, McDonald's nuggets are always going to be better. And also, what if the frozen nuggets at the supermarket are just the McDonald's nuggets and then frozen, and then you have to defrozen them, and they won't taste as good. You all can vouch for me. Like that will not taste.
Yeah, it won't taste as good because like at McDonald's they have like the actual like they drench them in oil, like they fry them in oil, and it's just the whole thing that makes it taste good.
Awesome. Thanks for that. All right, we're going to turn to our second member of the audience, Julian Urbina, who is going to ask our panel some questions. Let's go.
Okay, so my question is, what do you think like the general purpose or like the general idea was for like when fast food was created? What was it created for? What's the purpose of it?
Amazing
Okay,
question.
so I think that fast food was created for people who don't have time to do their own food. Like if you let's say I have a trip tomorrow to the US and I don't have time to eat breakfast, so I go to a fast food restaurant, buy something, and I'll eat it in my car while we are going to the airport. I think that it was made for people that don't have time, and it's not made for you to eat it every single day. It's made for special occasions that you need to eat and you don't have time to make your own.
Yeah, definitely. I think fast food has got an advantage. Yeah, okay. So, I'm gonna disagree with what you said for a second. So, basically you said that, like, it's good for people who, like, need a quick food or a trip. That I will agree with. But fast food originally wasn't created, like, for that purpose. Like, some people just invented a random recipe and just started cooking it and it got popular. Like, for example, for KFC chicken, the original guy that started KFC, he was homeless for a while. He lost his job, blah blah blah. He ended up working at a gas station, and he had an idea to start selling chicken there, and he pulled off to making this like really good recipe, and that turned into one of the most well kept secrets in the entire world.
But I think that when Julian asked the question, he was referring more to why they created the restaurants, not the food. Because obviously, food was already invented before they had the idea to the fast food restaurants. Because chicken won't be called fast food; it's called chicken. We're talking about the fast food restaurant, the main place where they sell it.
Fantastic. Keep it up. Stay engaged. And push the envelope a little, push the envelope a little. I like the conversations, the back and forth that you guys are contributing to. So I really appreciate it, guys. Fantastic job.
Thank you, Mr. Swain.
I'm calling.